Social media is flipping out over the Spanish sci-fi horror flick The Platform, which secured its stateside release through Netflix. The film is being called a perfect parable for our troubled times, not to mention a taut, unblinking, merciless thriller. In recent times, Netflix has been regularly shouldering its way into the national spotlight with the kind of original content that seems specifically calibrated to grab the eyeballs of millions of people all at once. First, on February 13th, there was Love is Blind, an unapologetically melodramatic reality series focused on a batch of couples who date, court, and make the decision as to whether or not to get married without ever actually, seeing each other. Then, on March 20th, there was Tiger King, an original docuseries focused on private zoo owner Joe Exotic and a cast of insane caricatures, all of whom are improbably real people.
When Joe rented that helicopter, it gave him a lot of really bad ideas.
Now there's The Platform, which as of the making of this video has earned an 82% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The show has viewers in disbelief over how ridiculously timely it is, not to mention well-crafted, well-acted, and relentlessly disturbing. American audiences aren't likely to recognize much of the cast, but that will only lend even more gritty authenticity to the proceedings. So what is The Platform all about anyway? The movie centers on Goring, a resident of the Pit, which is a prison constructed like a tower of indeterminate height. Each level has massive holes in its floor and ceiling through which the titular platform descends every day. On this platform is enough food for all of the pit's prisoners, but the inmates near the top are free to take as much food as they want, often not leaving enough or any at all for those on the lower levels. Throughout the film, Goring finds himself assigned to different levels of the pit, sharing space with some unsettling roommates. Also figuring heavily into the movie's increasingly alarming narrative, a mysterious woman who rides the platform searching the pit's various levels for her child. Of course, Goring is eventually confronted with violence, cannibalism, and other unspeakable situations, all while trying to figure out just how far down the levels go and attempting to get the prisoners to cooperate rather than working against each other. The film sports a bizarre final reveal that will leave you scratching your head and wondering just what kind of message we should be sending to those on the top levels of our own metaphorical pit. It's easy to view The Platform as an allegory for class warfare, an issue which has gained more and more political prominence over the course of the last decade or so. On its surface, it can also be seen as a simple, stark message. Things could be a whole lot worse. This seems to be the takeaway for several Twitterers, including Hans Gruber, who wrote with tongue planted firmly in cheek. If you want to watch a grim film about being confined in a nightmare prison without food, I suggest watching The Platform on Netflix. It's pretty good. User Kate Valdez was a little more succinct, writing, "Crazy food will never be the same again." User Cat DeClaw posted a strong recommendation along with an equally strong warning. "Just finished watching The Platform on Netflix and I'm wrecked and I need to lie down." You know it's a good one when it's that impactful. It was extreme and hard to watch but has a relevant message apt in these desperate times. 12 out of 10 highly recommended. User Stefanchi echoed the sentiment. "I can't believe The Platform was only an hour and 35 minutes. It felt like 2 to 3 hours simply because of how heavy, gruesome, irky, and painful it is to watch. It was torture and I couldn't blink for fear that I would miss a second." The Platform is strong stuff indeed, but for fans of jolting horror, it should be a welcome escape. A gory, nerve-wrenching, really messed up escape. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite horror flicks are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.